Very good morning and a warm welcome once again to Hambantota. We are here at the Mahinda Rajapaksa International Stadium in Surya for the third Women's ODI. Sri Lanka women's team are taking on the visiting West Indies women's team. It has been an excellent series so far for Sri Lanka. They have already won the series, winning the first two games, and will be looking for a clean whitewash. West Indies, on the other hand, have a lot to play for, a lot of pride, and they'll be looking for a comeback. Well, it's partly cloudy here. There's been some clouds, but it has disappeared once again. Sun is shining, humidity level 78%. There's a bit of wind as always. Temperature 31 temperature. So yes, conditions are looking excellent here at Surya and it's fantastic once again for cricket. We have had two tremendous games, and it's all set and ready to go for this third ODI as well. In the last game, Kavisha Dillari was outstanding in 6 overs, picked up 4 for 20. The off spinner, she's a quality all-rounder, has come up leaps and bounds over the last couple of years. Started playing international cricket at a very young age, and now has blossomed, developed, and has really got into a role as the leading all-rounder in this Sri Lankan lineup. It has been a lot of all-round contributions. Everybody has chipped in for Sri Lanka in these two games, whether it's the batting, the top order have got runs, the bowlers, the seamers and the spinners have equally been good. And that was an excellent half century. Second in women's ODI cricket for Vishmi Gunaratne, the youngster, 18-year-old, looked in excellent form in that last game. And what really is noticeable is the aggression she has shown. She has been very positive from ball number 1, looking to score runs, looking to attack the bowlers. If it's in a zone, she puts it away to the boundary, not afraid to hit those aerial shots as well. And she's looking very good in prime touch in this series so far, and has been a good partner at the top of the order to Chamari Atapattu. Right and left hand combination has proved very fruitful for Sri Lanka, and hoping that Vishmi Gunaratne can continue that form and be the dominant player she's been in this series. A fantastic 50 or 50 and a good half century in that last game. There you go. So West Indies were bowled out for just 92 in 31 overs. Williams made 24, Elena made 16, Fletcher 16, Nation 12, none got going. Kavisha Dillari, as we said, 4 for 20. Chamari Atapattu, as always, chipping in 2 for 8. Achini Kulasurya, I thought she was exceptional at the top of the order with the new ball, 2 for 16. And the Sanaika 1 for 16, the left arm spinner. Vishmi Gunaratne, 50. Kavisha Dillari capping it off with a super all-round performance, 28 of 38. And De Silva and Sanjeevani remaining and not out. Ramarak 2 for 29. James, Cornell and Alien has picked up 1 wicket each so far in that last game. Sri Lanka winning comfortably by 5 wickets. And of course this series is very important. It's the ICC Women's Championship, and the points are very crucial for the upcoming World Cup that is happening next year. Australia right on top, comfortably through, so is England. South Africa as well look comfortably through. India have some games to be played, a lot of games to be played, so as New Zealand. 24 matches have to be played in total, and Sri Lanka have 4 more games remaining. They play West Indies today, and then they have a 3-match series versus Ireland in Ireland. And Sri Lanka, out of the remaining 4 games, we have been told at least have to win remaining 4 games, they have to at least win 3. So today's game is very, very important. They'll be looking for a total whitewash here as well as in Ireland. And West Indies coming close behind, but they have more matches. They have 7 more matches after today's game. They have a series in India as well, and I'm told they have a couple of games against Bangladesh, so they have a lot of cricket to be played. The top 5 teams plus India will be in the ICC Women's Championship. India have to host, are automatically qualifying. So the top teams, Australia, England, South Africa, seem to be through. So is New Zealand. And and the battle is between Sri Lanka and the West Indies, most probably, to see who will get through as the sixth qualifier. So it's all important games for both these teams coming up. Well, we'll have a look at the surface, if it's a new one or if it's the same old surface which we had for the first two games. Down in the center is Kosala Sureshchandra.
Hello and welcome. It is match number 3 between the visiting women's West Indian cricket team and the Sri Lankan women's cricket team. It is bright and sunny from 7 a.m. in the morning here in Suryawava. So it just gives you an indication how dry it will look around. And if you look at the outfield, once again, lush green as ever, and equally 65 yards to all parts of the ground. Well, it is a new surface here today, and it's pitch number 3 of the center. And taking a look at it, it looks once again a very dry and hard pitch, but the only indication is that it has been covered for 2 days. So there might be some moisture underneath it, but with the sun bathing from 7 a.m., I don't think that will have much of an effect. If you really look at it, it looks very hard down here. And that is an indication of how dry this pitch and surface would be. So that would say that
they have a couple of games against Bangladesh, so they have a lot of cricket to be played. The top 5 teams plus India will be in the ICC Women's Championship. India as the host are automatically qualifying. Good morning and a warm welcome. Once again, South Africa seem to be through. She's had a good series with the ball, in particular Fletcher. The battle is between Sri Lanka James and the West Indies, Ramarak, Connell, and see who will Joseph as so we are qualifier. Joseph. So it's all important game for both these teams. Shabika, well, Gajnabi. We'll have a look at the surface, if it's a new one or unfortunately same old surface which we had for the first two Matthews is still down in the center. Been unwell in the first game, but since then she has been unwell.
Hello and welcome. It is match number 3
between
the visiting women's
well.
West Indian cricket team and the Sri Lankan women's cricket team. It is bright and sunny from 7 a.m. in the morning here in Suryawava. So it just gives you an indication how dry it will look around. If you look at the outfield, once again, lush green as ever, and equally
live on
65 yards to all parts of the ground. Well, it is a new surface here today, and it's pitch number 3 of the center. And taking a look at it, it looks once again a very dry and hard pitch, but the only indication is that it has been covered for 2 days. So there might be some moisture underneath it, but with the sun bathing from 7 a.m., I don't think that will have much of an effect. If you really look at it, it looks very hard down here. And that is an indication of how dry this pitch and surface would be. So that would say that
who is just joined us.
Good morning, Ricky, and good morning to all our viewers for the third one international between the Sri Lanka women's and the West Indies women played at the Mahinda Rajapaksa International Cricket Stadium here in Suryawava, Hambantota. You see the West Indian team taking their group photograph. It'll be very interesting now. It will be the time for the Sri Lankan team to get into it. It's definitely, Ricky, Sri Lankans have made 3 changes in their side. They must be giving the opportunity to the other players to get on with the game. So it will be nice to see youngsters like Kavisha Dillari
course, they have a couple of players
Pereira and Nicholas Surya have been left out and given the opportunity to win
the
the
top 5 teams plus India will be in the ICC Women's Championship. India as the host are automatically
Very good morning and a
qualified.
warm
Top
welcome
once again. South Africa seem to be through. She's at New Zealand, in particular Fletcher. The battle is between next with James,
two making a change in their
and
side.
who will Joseph. So we are Joseph. All important game for both these teams. Shabika. Well, we'll have a look at the surface if it's a new one. Unfortunately, same old surface. The skipper Matthews is still down in the center.
Hello and welcome. It is match number 3 of
recovering
the
really well.
West Indian
We hope so.
cricket team and the Sri Lankan women's cricket team. It is bright and sunny from 7 a.m. in the morning here in Surya. So it just gives you an indication how bright it will look around. If you look at the outfield, once again.
She's a quality all-rounder ranked in the top 5 all-rounders in the ICC rankings, top in the women's ODI rankings as well in the top 10. So she is an incredible player. Team photographs, that's the Sri Lankan team. So everything's ready and set to go in this final women's ODI. Can Sri Lanka do a clean sweep? It will be an incredible achievement. It already is. They've beaten the West Indies after 16 long years in a bilateral series. So it's a huge victory for them. But can they do the clean sweep? Because West Indies is an informed team. They whitewashed Pakistan in Pakistan. Similar conditions, but West Indies was totally dominant. But so far in this series, Sri Lanka have been dominant. But today it's a different ball game. In the last 2 games, Sri Lanka chased. Today they have to bat first. Today they have to put runs on the board and defend it. So it's going to be to see how their batters adopt. So far in the first game, they batted 34 overs, 16 overs to spare. The low order hasn't got any batting at all. And in the last game, chased down the target very easily. So it is just been the top 4 or so that have got batting. So it's going to be interesting to see on this surface how they would get going. How with the Chamari Atapattu, she's got out in similar fashion, clean bowled in both occasions. Can she make a big score here? Can Vishmi Gunaratne continue a good form? So can Harshita Samaravikrama continue a good form? And opportunities for Hansima Karunaratne to come out there and bat. And then they have the experience of spin-off Oshadi Ranasinghe, who is even replaced the experience in Inoka Ranavira. Spin for seam, but Sri Lanka will feel that their spinners can do the job on this kind of a surface. So we are just a few minutes away from the start of play of this all-important game here between these two sides.
Ricky, you were talking about that last series victory in 2008, and none of these players were in that team, in the 2008 Sri Lankan team. Chamari Atapattu making her debut in 2010.
Well, I'll tell you, that was 16 years ago. We said Vishmi Gunaratne would have been just 2 years old at that time, and some of the others in this squad as well would have been even very young, just going to school at that time. So it's a long and some of the others in this squad as well. That's our lone even Sri Lankan very young, just going to school at that time. Right, so long game one time coming. Others in this squad as well. That's our lone Sri Lankan young, just going to school at that time. So long game one time coming. Others in this squad as well. That's our lone Sri Lankan young, just going to school at that time. So long game one time coming. Others in this squad as well. That's our lone Sri Lankan young, just going to that's our lone Sri Lankan young, just going to school at the team. Sri Lankan young, just going to school at the team.
From South Africa taking the field. Well, they'll be followed by the West Indian team, who decided to field first today after winning the toss. And Sri Lankans getting an opportunity to bat first and test their batting lineup. Of course, their regular openers, Chamari Atapattu and Vishwi Gunaratna, will be going up, right up there.
Yes, Lauren Agerberg, as we've been saying, the first female umpire from South Africa, the youngest to umpire in a World Cup as well. First tour to Sri Lanka, she's enjoying it on and off the field. Been touring in and around the Hambantota, taking a look at all the wildlife that is offered. A lot of diversity here, of course, in Sri Lanka, a lot to see. And she's using this opportunity, a great experience for her as well, especially with the up and coming World Cup, Women's World Cup to be held in Bangladesh. So she's cherishing this opportunity. And Lyndon Hannibal is our reserve umpire for today, and Rujira Palliuguruge, ICC umpire, is our third umpire as well. That's the team that has been in charge of this Women's ODI series. As the two umpires out there, West Indies led by Shaman Campbell is out there as well, and we'll have the two Sri Lankan batters. So yes, so once again a warm welcome to all our viewers who have joined us on Channel I. If you're at our homes watching from TV, following women's cricket, or if you're watching on YouTube, on the YouTube channel of Sri Lanka Cricket, wherever you are, whichever part of the world you are, whatever time zone you are in, you're watching from the West Indies as well, a warm welcome to all of you, and we are looking forward to a good day of cricket.
There you see Vishwi Gunaratna batting at number 1. She's been among the runs in the series. 40 in the first one day and 50 in the second one day. And Chamari Atapattu, the other captain, the opening partner. Well, Chamari Atapattu has got 38 in the first, but second game she couldn't do anything much. Because as he said in the toss, she's pretty happy. There's Vishwi Gunaratna's statistics. 245 runs, 50 being her highest, 250s, 84.02 is the strike rate, 18.85 is the average.
What is interesting to see, she has got 2 half centuries and her highest score is 50. So that means on both innings, either she has been not out on 15-1 or she has been dismissed for 50 in both. And probably today is a day that maybe she can get a bigger one. Hoping so. She deserves it. Just a youngster still, 18 years of age, still finding a way, raw. You know, she was thrust into this international side because of her talent, her ability, and now she's showing us the faith that the selectors and Sri Lanka cricket, the coaches have had in Vishwi Gunaratna. Connell hasn't had the best of a series. A lot of expectations, a lot expected of her. Hasn't really been able to bowl with a lot of pace. Has been expensive as well in both games. Cornell, so she'll have a lot to do here. West Indies need early wickets, and I think she has to provide those breakthroughs.
Yes, definitely. Vishwi Gunaratna has been among the runs. 40 in the first, 50 in the second. Played some beautiful shots on both the occasions. Well, both occasions she has been dismissed for 50, Ricky. So there's Chamari Atapattu's statistics: 104 games, 3,552 runs. 195 not out being her highest, 36.24 at the average, and strike rate of 52.30, 916 half centuries. So definitely going to expect something from her today. Well, she said during the toss, even though it was not her day, she was pretty happy with her team, the lineup, batting lineup in particular, most of the batsmen getting in among the runs.
Yes, I think as long as Sri Lanka keep winning, Chamari Atapattu won't bother if she performs or not. Because I mean, she has performed around the world. There have been over the years that only when she scores runs that Sri Lanka have won a game. But now she knows that even when she has failed in the recent past, Sri Lanka have been managed to win games. We saw that in the T20 qualifiers. We saw that in South Africa. You know, youngsters like Vishwi Gunaratna, Harshika Samaravira, Hasini Pereira have come to the party. And they have Nilakshi De Silva, they have scored runs. So I think now she is comfortable, probably a little bit more less pressure on Chamari Atapattu. In the years gone by, when she goes out to bat, that burden is there on her shoulders. I have to score, I have to score. But now I think she's more relaxed out there. The coaching setup is such that they're given that flexibility, freedom, so that she can go out there and express herself as well, and that is good for women's cricket and good for the future of women's cricket.
Yes, Ricky, a lot of credit on that should go to Ramesh Ratnaik and the coaching staff, and also Sri Lanka Cricket for backing them up very well. Vishmi Gunaratne during that time pulled a shortish delivery and got off the mark. She's on one now. Sri Lanka won without loss. This brings Chamari Atapattu on to strike. Definitely, if you see the top line batters, Harshita Samaravikrama, Hansini Pereira, all these girls got on to runs in this series. So definitely, that's the end of the first over. 1 run on the board for Sri Lanka, 1 for no loss. You see the hundreds scored by Chamari Atapattu during her career. 195, the highest against South Africa away in 2024. 178.
That was the most recent one, that 178 versus Australia. That was remarkable. 140 versus New Zealand. 115, 111. You see a lot of run scorers. She's one of the leading centurions in women's cricket, up there in the top bracket. And whenever she has scored those hundreds, it has been a winning efforts. I think that 178 versus Australia. Unfortunately, Sri Lanka fell short, chasing a mammoth total in Australia. But that was when she really, showed what she's capable of, and started the bowlers in women's cricket or started to watch her, fear her as well. These are the trophies that at the end of the day will be awarded to the winning teams and the individual players.
We saw Chamari Atapattu's centuries, Ricky. 5 at home and 4 at away. So that she's got runs outside Sri Lanka too. A lot of runs, no doubt about that.
She's got tons of runs outside Sri Lanka. She likes pace on the ball. That's her forte, playing in the power plays against the new ball. So when you give the quicker bowlers, it's Chanel Henry, who is operating 32 wickets in 48 games. Good economy rate, 3 for 28 at best. So she will be looking to try and get that early breakthrough as well. Good action. Yes, I was talking about Chamari Atapattu. She likes pace on the ball. When you're playing England, Australia, South Africa, they have quicker bowlers. She cherishes those opportunities, challenges. And she's been remarkable, whether it's playing international cricket, whether it's playing a league cricket around the world. She's been a dominant force and is been a great of women's cricket.
Chanel Henry to Vishmi Gunaratne, pushing it on the onside, no run. Vishmi Gunaratne's recent success has been really good. Wonderful for Sri Lanka cricket, especially at the top, batting with Chamari Atapattu. If they can post up a good start, that will definitely give confidence to the rest of the batters.
Yes, had a chat with her today morning before the game with Vishmi, and she was happy that the way she's performing at the moment. You could see her before the game having some throwdowns, warming up, getting prepared for this game, and looking confident. She's looking confident, looking forward to this series, the next series coming up in Ireland. So yes, it's good to see these opportunities being given to these youngsters, and credit to Sri Lanka cricket as well for bringing these games live. In the years gone by, women's cricket were hardly being broadcast. Most of Sri Lanka didn't even know that there is a women's game happening. But now the publicity is there. They are live on TV, live on YouTube. You could watch it from anywhere around the world. So, the players, this is a boost for them as well to go out and show what they're capable of and perform. 2 overs completed, just 1 on the board.
So it's Connell to continue, and she'll be bowling to Chamari Atapattu. She yet to open the account. That one down the leg side, a wide being called, taking the Sri Lankan score on to 2. Well, we're talking about Sri Lanka cricket, broadcasting this live for people to watch. Definitely, Ricky, that has taken the game towards the outstation. You see a lot of ladies playing cricket in the outstations, and in this team too, we see a lot of girls coming from the outstations.
Yes, and that is good for the game. The game is growing. You know, Sri Lanka cricket, they're reaching out, to the villages, to the lesser known towns, finding young talent. We saw that in that under-19 tri-series. You know, the youngsters of ages of 14 or 15 coming from rural areas, far as Monoragala, and, you know, shining and showing what they're capable of. There's a lot of talent out there. It is the exposure, it is the opportunity. That was shot, that was there to be hit. Short fine leg, Chamari Atapattu finding the fielder. She'll be disappointed. She didn't get it either side of that field, and that would have been 4 for the taking. So far, West Indies have been disciplined. They have bowled good lines, good lanes. This was probably the first loose delivery that they have delivered. Almost carried, or did that carry? Was that a drop opportunity? Paulinus will take a closer look at that one. Once again, I hope that we could get another replay of that, a closer one. I thought it dropped short, but it seemed it carried.
It looked like it carried, but otherwise it might have been just short. It was a very close one. Chamari Atapattu could consider herself a bit lucky there. You see the replay on that. It's just short of the fielder.
I think she could have taken that one. She'll be disappointed. I wonder who the fielder was. But that was a close call. I think they'll be disappointed. That's called wide. Didn't get her hands under it, didn't get her fingers under that one. Probably she would have thought initially that is not going to carry, and really didn't, go for it, commit herself, unfortunately. Luck going Atapattu's way.
Yes, definitely that is a close call for Chamari Atapattu. Sri Lanka 3 without loss. 2 wides in this over. Pushed on the onside and gets a single. Let's wait for the umpire signal. It's off the bat, so 1-2 Chamari Atapattu. She's off the mark.
It's a bit tentative, just pushing at that one. I think it's the length of Cornell. She's coming around the wicket, angling it into the left-hander, wide of that return crease. A big inside edge onto pad. But you could see a tentative looking shot by Atapattu. Not sure whether to go forward, whether to come back. Couple of people watching the game from the shade under those trees. Probably family, friends of some of these players.
That time short-ish, which Gunaratna off the back foot very quickly, pulling it towards the deep square leg. Gets a single. Taking the score on to 5.
So not forgetting Paulinus, today's important day. It's Poson Poya in Sri Lanka holiday. All those who are celebrating Poson, of course, all of Sri Lanka. They look forward to the day. It's a strong day for all Buddhists as well. Poson Poya, will come back to that. 3 overs completed, 5 without loss. Well, Paulinus, we'll come back to that. 5 on the board. Well bowled, beautifully bowled. Vishmi Gunaratna trying to use a feet against Henry. A bit of swing, late swing. Just ball moving away. from the right hand. Take a look at that one again, the first ball of the over. Yes, a bit of extra bounce as well. Paulina's Poson Poya is famous for its dansal. I have been told that you're looking forward to it on your way back to Colombo today after the match.
Yeah, definitely. There are so many dansals right around the grounds and right around Surya Weber, so definitely we can walk into some of these things.
Our colleague Damik has made a list of the dansal in and around the ground here in Surya Weber. So he says he has the timings as well. He's going to visit all of them today. And it's a good, actually, I mean, it's nice thing that happens, free food and drink. I read somewhere that Sri Lanka probably is the only country that gives free food for Vesak and Poson, nowhere else in the world.
Yeah, Ricky, you get ice cream dansals, buns, you say fish buns, just normal tea buns. You can go and visit all this, and rice and curries, beautiful dansals all around Surya Weber here. And people in this area really celebrate this Poson festival.
Yes, we're talking about it because there's a lot of listeners from overseas as well. Poson is a full moon holiday, and it's a religious day here. It's observed in Sri Lanka. Short and wide, cracked through that cover point region. Beautifully played by Wishmi Gunaratna. A loose delivery, and she has capitalized. This time, stand back in a crease, waiting for it, and the placement absolutely perfect. That went like a bullet to that backward point boundary.
Yeah, that was definitely a beautiful shot by Wishmi Gunaratna. Lovely square cut. She placed the shot very well. This one, she got it into the gap. No stopping once you pass the fielders there. Very fast outfield here in Mahinda Rajapaksa International Cricket Stadium. So Sri Lanka moving on to 9. Wishmi Gunaratna getting 6 of those.
Yes, she's quick to latch on to the loose deliveries. We saw that in the last innings as well. West Indies so far have been very good with their lengths in particular in this first 4 overs. Just a couple of short deliveries we saw in the last over. Atapattu missing out, but Wishmi Gunaratna didn't miss out. Soon as she saw it in her zone, she's put it away. West Indies will be disappointed, touch disappointed in the first couple of games that their faster bowlers haven't been at their very best. They've been leaking a lot of runs, unable to get those early wickets.
See that one, she on her hips, she nicely put it away on the leg side, and she was very quick on her feet, getting 2 there, taking her on to 8, and the score moves on to 11. So 4 overs gone, it's 11 for no loss Sri Lanka.
There you go, 11 without loss after 4 overs. A decent start for Sri Lanka. West Indies, after winning the toss, electing to bowl first. The other day they decided to bat first and were bundled off for 92. So just reversing their decision, taking a back step, putting Sri Lanka in. This is a new surface used for today. And a fresh wicket.
Well, that really had given the opportunity for the Sri Lankans also to test their batting lineup. The batters getting the opportunity, they got to bat the 50 overs. The intention of Chamri Atapattu and Wishmi Gunaratna to put up a good start and give the opportunity for the rest of the batters to bat right throughout.
There you go, Paulinas, that's the first runs for Chamri Atapattu with a boundary. So she's put it away to the fence. This time it was on the leg stump. Easy pickings. She's very strong off her hips, off her pads. Earlier she missed out on the boundary opportunity, but this time making full use of it.
One thing, Ricky, you see the West Indians are planning to attack Chamri Atapattu on the leg stump. They have a deep fine leg, a deep square leg right on the line and a short fine leg. They are bowling short on the leg stump to Chamri Atapattu.
Yes, It's a good tactic because Chamari Atapattu likes the room outside the off stump. She likes to throw a bat anything short or full. She's very, very powerful in that region to the off side. So you're cramping her for room, but then you have to have the field. As you mentioned, there is a deep square leg, but with the fine leg in the circle, it's a small margin. Soon as you stray on the bats, it's going to go for 4. So your length and line has to be immaculate when you're bowling to that field. Now this is much better from corner. Now that's where she needs to be bowling. No width outside the off stump, but not strain on the leg stump as well.
Yeah, you're right, Lucky. They should have brought the third man in and put the fine leg down on the boundary, because you're 2 only allowed in the outside the circle. You have a deep square leg, but the fine leg is inside the circle. You have a third man right down there on the boundary. That, of course, for shots like that, it goes down towards third man, and Atapattu gets a single there, takes the score to 16.
This time she adjusted her shot. Now this is the type of shot she's got out twice in this series. Coming down the track and then sort of half-cocked defensive, not going through with the shot, and she's been clean bowled. Even this time she was caught, you see, outside her crease, but she managed to adjust and run it down towards the third man. In the first 2 games, it was much straighter. She didn't have the room, and she was clean bowled.
Yes, both these 2 batters, you see, they're from batting in front of the crease. So that's we'll talk about it later. 5 overs gone. Sri Lanka 16 for no loss.
So there you go, at the end of 5 overs, Sri Lanka 16 for no loss. 2 openers trying to settle in. Gunaratne on 8, Atapattu on 6. Stage is set for both the openers to go for a big one, as I welcome Kosala Suresh Chandra on commentary. Very good morning.
Morning, Dhammika, and morning to all our viewers in whichever part of the country you're watching on a holiday. Maybe you're relaxing at home on a Posan Poya holiday. And if you are somewhere part of the world watching the live coverage with our streaming platforms, it may be a good morning, it may be a good evening, or it may be even a good afternoon to you.
The strategies by the West Indies bowlers to not to provide room outside the off stump for Atapattu. We saw coming around, angling in towards Chamari Atapattu, this time moving away. Chamari Atapattu trying to go for a booming drive. Very close to the outside edge. Gets the bowler excited.
Slight movement at the end for Henry. You can see straight away Atapattu realizing that she's getting some movement off the deck. Decides to come down the track, smother that movement, not allow the ball to dictate terms. This is what experience comes in, Dhammika. That's how quickly she adjusts to that movement of the surface. Well, you've been around for 15 years in this scene. What experience do you carry?
You said it right. She's been around for a long period. That's a fuller delivery. Oh, what a great piece of bowling. Only thing was missing there is an edge. Henry steadily gets Chamari Atapattu to things twice. Full enough, but just a little bit of movement. Very good piece of bowling by Henry.
Well, there you go. She's setting Atapattu up for something here. That's what you need to feel. 2 balls, inward movement, and the next one she takes it away from the left-hander. Let's see what she's going to do now. Back in, but the line was wrong. The pressure taken off Atapattu right now. But good contest. Very good contest here. 17 for none. Sri Lanka been put into bat. A few of the supporters have come in. Now, this is something that you will see very regularly today, especially on Poson Day, because you see these type of various dramas and stuff happening around the country. And in Sri Lankan terms, you might... That will will get them another single. I'll come back to that. So they're looking for 2 here, and they get it quite comfortably. Well run. And if you can get a look at that picture again, now these are like masks that they've been using, but you get a very famous drama saying the Olubakko dance in Sri Lanka.
Very interesting, of course, this time of the year. Vesak, Poson, usually. We saw those dances, decorations, cultural acts. Vishwe Gunaratne, meanwhile, looking very solid, trying to treat each delivery on its merit. Once again, they've been having fun time.
Well, this is something you see mostly in the southern part of Sri Lanka. And that is a age-old traditional drama or stage act that happens during especially Vesak and Poson, and even continuing to Asala, what I was referring, the Olubakko dance.
Yes, just a moment ago, Ricky mentioned the stuff in order for tomorrow. Today, in fact, Poya Day, a holiday. Meanwhile, Gunaratne and Atapattu looks very determined, very cautious, of course, understandably. The surface quite different. The ball not coming onto the bat in comparison to the pitch we used for first 2 ODIs. Therefore, 2 batters let the ball comes into them, still settling in, 6 overs gone, under no pressure, run rate 3. If they settled in, of course, you know, Chamari, she knows how to move through gears. Hardly out of second at the moment. There you go. Didn't time it all that well. Fortunately for Atapattu, had she got it from the meat of the bat, could have easily gone into the hand of the fielder. Well placed.
There goes a short, and that just gives you an indication of how this pitch is behaving. That one, I would say, hung up a bit, and it came a little late on to Atapattu than she expected, because she was looking to hit over mid-wicket, but she ended up going down square leg. So that is indicating the wicket has been covered for 2 days. That moist that we were talking about. That might be a wide. Yes, it is. So that might come in handy. So, but with the sun bathing in, it will start to dry up. And it'll get more easier. It'll be more comfortable for batting. Maybe batting on the second innings might be more preferable on this track. But at the moment, it's not really coming on to the bat as the batters would expect.
Must be the reason why 2 batters act according to each delivery, not going for their usual stroke play. Atapattu instinctively very aggressive, but at the moment, there you go, compulsive puller. Vishnu Gunaratne, 50 last innings, and today Ricky and Polly was mentioning 2 half centuries, 2 50s, nothing beyond that, and I'm sure today she will be definitely fancying her chances. Yeah! This is very good running. Straight away, Vishnu Gunaratne responds, direct hit, but I think Chamari Atapattu was way in. Excellent piece of running between the sticks.
Down, please.
We got a referral upstairs. Umpire Deduni sitting in upstairs for a...
Thank you. Thank you, Dishan.
comfortably in. Gunaratne has moved on to 11. Atapattu is 9. I like the approach from these two batters at the moment. They're not trying to throw the kitchen sink at the bowling. They're just turning it around, working the single around, studying the surface, which She's not really coming again to see that short delivery. More of a tennis ball bounce.
You rightly said, while Chamari was playing that pull shot on a surface that the ball comes onto bat rather slowly. There are tiny adjustments you need to make. Two batters looking solid after 7. Sri Lanka 25 for no loss. There you go, beautiful views of Surya Vava. Flat landscape, unique looking. The trees aren't very tall. Lush green all around us. An area where wildlife thriving. As you can see, very big playing surface, very well maintained, of course. Good to see international cricket taking place here at Surya Vava often enough. Oh, superb delivery. Beautiful shape in towards Atapattu. Well defended.
Well, I thought it kept a fraction lower than Atapattu expected. But I like this contest. Let's take a look at that again. There you go. Thought it kept a fraction a little low than what Atapattu might have been expecting. Good. Now we've got 2 balls that was angled into the left-hander. What does Henry do with the next?
Henry working good lines and lengths, more or less in towards Chamara Atapattu. Someone who likes a little bit of room outside the off stump. We saw previous 2 one-dayers coming down the track in order to make some room and play through the offside. Wasn't successful. For the same reason, Atapattu looking very patient today. There you go. Advancing ever so slightly to negate the movement on offer for Henry. Beautifully bowled. West Indies, in comparison to their bowling efforts in the first 2 ODIs, today much improved performance. For the same reasons, an increased amount of attention being given by 2 openers from Sri Lanka.
Henry's been good. She's into her 4th over. So far, only 9 runs coming off that end. 4 dot balls now against a vastly experienced Chamari Atapattu. That's not easy to do, Dhammika. Especially when you're up against the top ODI ranked batsman in the world in women's cricket.
Number 1 in the world, an iconic player, superstar in women's cricket in Sri Lanka. There you go, no room whatsoever. This is perfect bowling by Henry so far. They must have developed a strategy to restrict Chamari Atapattu from scoring. And previous 2 occasions, Chamari Atapattu was trying to be a little bit more innovative, trying to come down the track, trying to make a little bit of room. But today, played each delivery according to its merit, which is good to see.
Dot ball, a maiden over, the first of the innings. Very well done by Henry. Sri Lanka 25 for none. This is something that we were debating during the second ODI. I don't know still what that is, but it's something that is getting a lot of attention around the area. And I've been told that this has something to do with coconut. So I don't know the exact term that I would want to describe it, but it's amazing the amount of effort done to do the drying of it, and I've been told that they have been exported to various parts of the world.
Some insights from the experienced commentator. Beautiful views. There you go. The mountain range not too far away from us. Beautiful pictures going around the world on Sri Lanka Cricket YouTube channel and available to you on Channel I across the country. Exciting game. Usually, once you wrap up the series, Alia Alain comes into the attack. 31 matches, just 20 wickets. Economy impressive, 3 for 19. Bowled exceptionally well in the first 2 ODIs. Now Sri Lanka wrapped up the series with a 1 game remaining, but they can't still be complacent. Important ICC Champions Trophy points on offer. Right now Sri Lanka gained progress, 2 out of 2, and I'm sure Sri Lanka wouldn't mind going 3 out of 3.
So, Damika, this is what you were referring to, the ICC Women's Championship standings so far. You see, Sri Lanka is placed at 6th at the moment, and West Indies are placed 8th at the moment. But the remaining thing is that the West Indies have more games than Sri Lanka. And Sri Lanka have 6 games where they need to win 5 to be in contention. So it's a tough call. And England, the West Indies, have a tour against the Ireland, in Ireland. So the amount of matches, so it's going to be a tough call for the Sri Lankan women. So as you said, though the series is won, they need to keep continuing on that winning streak to get automatic. This time Vishmi comes down the track, gets it in the gap. That's a boundary. Vishmi Gunratna says, I've had enough. I need to get a move on.
What's impressive about that from Vishmi Gunratna? Look at the footwork coming down the track, charging, muscled it away for a boundary. This is how usually Vishmi Gunratna bats. Likes to get on with things. From time to time, now Sri Lanka picking up boundaries. These two batters set things up really nicely to start off the series in the first one day, 80+ runs partnership. This time in the air, but safe away from the fielders. Just a single. This is good to see. Picking up a single after taking a boundary. Good batsmanship.
Yep. Not a bad delivery. She was stretching for that. Got an outside edge, but it was good enough to take it for a single. So, concluding that statement, Sri Lanka needs to keep on that winning streak, despite winning the series, to get automatic qualifications for the Women's ODI World Cup.
As simple as that. Win everything on offer. You might consider Ireland not the strongest nation, but weather down in Ireland during that period, little dodgy. As Viren, someone who spent time there, confirmed us. So Sri Lanka, win everything on offer is in order. Atapattu looks very determined, very patient. That very pleasing to see. Someone who changes gears rather swiftly. Today, little circumspect, but very intelligent.
Yeah, very watchful, I could say. Atapattu. Let's see how Alan can finish this over. Into the gap. Chase for the fielder. This outfield is lightning fast, and that will just have the legs to beat the 2 fielders to the boundary. Atapattu gets the boundary, the second of the over. Sri Lanka end over number 8. Take a look at that again. Didn't try to hit it too hard. And once it got on those practice turfs, it just kept running away from the fielder. It is always a teasing chase for Cornell and Ramrak. And Atapattu will take that welcome boundary. Sri Lanka will end over number 8 on 34 for none.
We've been getting these beautiful pictures right throughout the day. Very picturesque looking surroundings of Suryavava. Impressive looking stadium. Sri Lanka did everything right in the first ODIs. And they'll be looking to wrap things up. Meanwhile, West Indies staring at a whitewash. Something you don't often see in women's cricket. Gunaratne 17, Atapattu 14. Are pretty much settled and they can adjust their techniques according to the pace of the track. Henry, excellent previous over. And that previous boundary, Kosala, a real teaser. Timed it well and get past the infield. Another boundary. Perfect pull shot from Vishmi Gunaratne.
Well, I thought that was a bit of a misfielding. Got caught on a bad bounce from those practice turfs. And I'll tell you one thing, once it hits those practice turfs, the ball just intends to shoot off the ground. And that's exactly what happened. And that is a welcome boundary to Ramrak. Henry's not happy, quite correctly. Now we had a maiden over previously from Henry, and since that the remaining 9 balls have produced 3 boundaries already.
Goodbye the Sri Lankan openers. They've been waiting patiently. The loose delivery is coming their way. Previous delivery was short from Henry. Not that much. But really well played. Punch off the back foot once again straight to the fielder. Henry, after conceding the boundary, coming back really strong. Still very good figures. 4.4 overs, 13 runs conceded. Today, being a holiday, slightly better crowd when you compare with first 2 one-dayers.
They found the shades of the grass banks here at the stadium. Straightened up Vishmi on that occasion. Young Vishmi, 18 years of age, hails from Anula College, Anula Vidyalaya in Colombo.
I thought Vishmi is from Ratnavali, Gampaha.
Sorry, Ratnavali Gampaha.
Once again, pulled it away. Chase is on. Coming back for the second. Very, very easily. This is good cricket. Sri Lanka upping the ante after 10, 40 for none.
At the end of the first power play, it's been a steady start for Sri Lanka, fought without loss. The most lucrative power play thus far in the series. Chamari Atapattu being very cautious early on, playing against her grain, realizes what's demanded of her in this situation. And Vishmi Gunaratne, who's been exceptional throughout the series, continuing from where she left off. Let's say very good morning once again, Ricky.
Good morning, Viren. Yes, and what is good to see is even in the last game, the aggressor has been Vishmi Gunaratne. You know, Chamari Atapattu has taken a time, 27 balls for 14 runs, almost at a 50 strike rate. Vishmi Gunaratne, much better strike rate. We don't generally see that often in any sort of cricket when Chamari Atapattu is there. Whomever she is batting with, she will be the aggressor. So I think that's a lot of pressure off Chamari Atapattu's shoulders when Vishmi Gunaratne is batting this way. Because in the past what we have seen is in the power play overs, if Chamari doesn't score, or if she's tied down, the run rate is very low. You know, Sri Lanka doesn't get going. It's sort of a stop there, and then it's very difficult to catch on later. But here, at 4 runs per over in the first 10 overs, is very good. And when you haven't lost a wicket, it's very good. So Vishmi Gunaratne, to her credit, has done a good job.
Breath of fresh air, as you said, Ricky, in terms of alleviating Chamari of that pressure of having to score quickly. She's able to get her eye in and play the long innings. We've seen her do that very often, and our recent outing in South Africa was the prime example of that, seeing us through in tough run chasers and being the stalwart chase. She's able to get into her groove, thanks largely to other players and youngsters like Vishmi chipping in.
Yes, especially when you're a bit of a low of confidence, out of form, you know, the others around you, you need that support from the other end. So if at all, I don't think Chamari Atapattu is out of form at all, but if at all, if she's finding it difficult on the surface, when you have the other batter at the other end scoring the runs, you know, she can relax, she can take it easy, she can play a few dot balls, because you know Chamari Atapattu can always catch up. It doesn't matter if she's going at a 50 strike rate. End of the day, she will go past that 100 strike rate. She's that sort of a player. She can play the big shots. So this is a good combination, left hand, right hand combination, beautifully played. Good use of her feet. I mean, all they could do, the fielders, is just stand and watch and just go and bring the ball from the boundary line. Beautiful. Look at the use of her feet up to the pitch of that delivery. There was a mid-wicket in place, but she had no chance. This is excellent batting by Vishmi Gunaratne. And the shots she's played, Viren, so far in this innings has been risk-free. She's played proper cricketing shots. We haven't seen her swing wild, you know, trying to play those innovative shots. She's just played the bowlers on their merit.
A batting masterclass by Vishmi Gunaratne in the form of her life thus far in this series. Was unfortunate to miss out on what would have been a well-deserved half-century in the first game. Cracked the code in the second and is on course, having made a prolific start here.
So that's wide. Just trying to overcompensate. The earlier one was much straighter, which we played it towards mid-wicket. This time Aline going wider, and umpire Dedunu deciding that's just too wide. And another extra to the total.
The West Indies have to be patient. Elaine bowled really well in the first 2 games, but has been slightly wavered early on in her first spell this morning. Yes, they haven't got that elusive breakthrough just yet. But as we've seen in the first 2 ODIs, wickets can fall in quick succession here.
Salian adjusting a length in particular after that clip to the boundary for 4 runs. Comes back with 2 dot deliveries, 11 completed, 48 without loss. So 48 of 66 deliveries, 28 of 37, 16 of 29. Partnership chair well shared. Right and left hand combination. Vishmi Gunaratne, just 18 years of age, giving that all-important support to Chamari Atapattu. Excellent start. West Indies, after winning the toss, electing to field first. Would have wanted a couple of early wickets, unfortunately. There was that half chance of Chamari Atapattu, which they could not take. And now seems that the 2 Sri Lankan batters are settled in, got the measure of the surface, and looking to play the long innings.
Yes, it's a fresh strip here in Hambantota as Ramharak comes into the attack. And with the field spread out now, the second power play spanning the next 29 overs, Shamari Atapattu and Vishmi Gunaratne will be looking to continue to rotate strike as the West Indies become rather defensive in their field setting.
None there. Moving, Gwen, moving,
Well,
Gwen,
we
moving,
don't see
Gwen.
very often bowlers wearing the cap to bowl.
Work, girls.
Ramarak
Come on.
preferring that option, comfortable with it. You have to inform the umpire, of course, as long as there is no distraction to the batter. Beautifully played with outside the off stump. Atapattu capitalizes.
Keep working.
You cannot bowl in that area to Chamari Atapattu. She's very strong to the offside field, especially backward of square.
Work, Chrissy, come on.
And she's now looking really good as Sri Lanka bring up their half century.
Yes, a brilliant 50-run stand between Chamari and Vishmi, breaking the shackles there with a delicate late cut. Straying down the leg side, easily dealt with by the skipper.
Keep working, Chris.
There's a lot to do for West Indies. They seem fairly down after losing those two games quite convincingly. It was big victories for Sri Lanka. The first 2-1 games, winning with 15 overs to spare. Then in the last game, it was a trash and they were bowled out for 92. So they seem a little bit low on confidence. You look at them in the field, their heads down. They need something to just lift them up. Maybe a couple of quick wickets that they can lift themselves up and think, yes, we are into the game. But so far, Sri Lanka have done well.
This right-hand, left-hand combination for Sri Lanka is causing some issues for the West Indies bowling attack. Not able to bowl consistent lines and lengths. Straying down the leg side once again. Chad Fuller. That was a lot better by Ramharak. Now they'll be looking to peg these batsmen down. They've been easy freebies on offer to relinquish any sort of pressure. Both Chamari and Vishmi have been quick to capitalize.
So Ramarek coming over the wicket to the right hander. Just bowling that off stump line. I like the speed and the length. She's concentrating now to the right hander. That's where she needs to be bowling. Excellent running. Very quick between the wickets, Vishmi Gunaratne. 12 overs completed, 55 without loss. There you go. This is that 50-run partnership between these two. Shots on both sides of the wicket. Vishmi Gunaratne in particular has been the aggressor, using her feet against both spin and pace. And Chamari Atapattu just playing a natural game, hanging in there, and has put the loose ball away when it mattered. 55 of 72. And the contributions have been equal, 21 and 29. So they have supported each other well. They run hard between the wickets and have set the platform for Sri Lanka for a big score. So Alian into a third over, 9 for 17. She's been the successful bowler for West Indies so far in this series. Picked up wickets in both the games in those losing causes. Once again, just short of a length. Easy single.
Rotating strike with ease now.
Work, work, girls, work, girls.
And it's important for Skipper Campbell to make sure that they don't go ball chasing. And what do I mean by that? We see changes to the field setting. We see changes to the field setting at regular intervals, trying to close up gaps that both Charmer and Vishmi are managing to find with regularity. It's important to stick to your plan. Yes, things aren't going your way. The luck of the green is in Sri Lanka's camp right now. But you've got to be patient. And as I said earlier, in Hambantota, 1 wicket can lead to a procession. So it's important for them to retain their composure.
Sweet Ali. Love your work, love your work,
Yes, Aline. So far, decent over, just a single. That's the Sri Lankan dugout, Romesh Ratnayaka. Speaking to the girls, Harshika Samaravikram, big smile on her face. I'm sure something funny must have been told. Tarindu Apera, the assistant coach and the analyst. Chamari Atapattu looking to use her feet. Alien saw it early, dragged the length back. Now this is where Chamari Atapattu got out in the first 2 games, looking to use her feet, and then sort of a cock shot and was clean bowled. She has to keep her cool, her patience. The runs have come. That's 2 shot, and that's pulled away. Just a single, isn't it? Straight to the field at 13 overs completed, 57 without loss.
Once again, that's a freebie for Charmery. She'd have that for breakfast, lunch and dinner all 7 days of the week.
Almost took the umpire with her as well with the ball. That was very close to that square leg umpire. The Sri Lankan dugout looking much more comfortable. 3 changes today. That shows the trust, the faith, the confidence they have in the squad, that they could rotate any players at any given time, and each one is good as the other. So that's great to know. And is chatting to the assistant coach Tarindu Pera as well today morning. He says as long as the girls are performing, we will keep continuing with them. Age doesn't matter, young or old, but what we want is consistent performances.
Oh God.
Names do not matter, he said. Names do not really matter, but performance is what is needed. And he says that there are backup players as well. Youngsters are coming through. So, the senior players are under pressure to perform. Unlike in the years gone by, they were relaxed. Even if they didn't perform, still they were in the team because there was nobody to replace them. But now there are others who are pushing. So every player has to keep performing on a regular basis, which is good for the women's game.
Vishmi Gunaratne here, putting on a masterclass. There was a very, very vacant long on region, and she timed that to perfection.
You sure, Chris?
Stroke play at its finest by Vishmi.
You sure you don't want
A valiant attempt in the deep, but to no avail. She's gotten her eye in now, and finding those gaps with ease is Vishmi. Surgeon-like precision there.
So what is good to see is she likes to use her feet and go through that long on mid-wicket region, isn't it? Even against pace, we saw her doing that. She doesn't really try to hit it across the line to a square leg, fine leg. Prefers to play those straight shots. Even in that last innings when she scored a half century, look to play down the ground, offer the straight bat.
Walk, Chris, come on.
So good signs from Vishmi Gunaratne. A small crowd in, watching the game. Parents, friends, supporting Sri Lanka cricket. Good to have them here at Surya Weber.
Yes, Ricky, a historic day for Sri Lanka cricket. An opportunity of whitewashing the West Indies at home. It should be an unprecedented feat.
That is a nice place to be in
Oh, sweet Grace,
those
sweet
grass
Grace.
banks under a tree, relaxed. It's, I think, a much better place to watch the cricket from. I prefer so. There is some breeze flowing across the ground as well. Unfortunately, we cannot go there. Well, Kosala from Vienna asked me, why can't we go there? By the time we go there and come back, it's a long walk. Our commentary stint will be over. 14 completed, 63 without loss.
As we have a look at Sri Lanka's bench, Ricky, you spoke about Sri Lanka utilizing their bench strength in this game. And it only bodes well for Sri Lanka cricket as we see the scorecard thus far. The wicket column hasn't troubled the scorers just yet. Vishmi Gunaratne being the aggressor in this innings, continuing with where she left off in the first two games, and Chamari Atapattu getting her eye in. Kosala during the toss stated that a big performance is due from Chamari. As we see the bowling card, 4 bowlers utilized, and Henry has been the most economical.
Yes, so what is good to see is just 5 extras. West Indies were very loose in their first 2 games, gave away a lot of extras, wides in particular. So they've been disciplined in 14 overs, just the 5 extras. That's a very big improvement. So we have a Joseph who is brought into this game. Kuena Joseph, 11 games, 11 matches, 4.45 her economy rate, 2 for 24 her best. We'll see how she goes on the surface.
Another player who's impressed in the women's CPL. I was expecting to see her play in the first 2 games. Has something different to offer, flights the ball very well.
You have followed the women's CPL quite closely, Viren. You know all these players by heart, by name. We would like to remind all those in and around Surya Weber, come and watch the game. It's entrance free. Sri Lanka cricket, of course, opening the gates for these women's games. So if you like to watch some quality cricket, international cricket at its best, some quality players, the likes of Chamari Atapattu, Stephanie Taylor, among others, you could come over to Surya Web and watch the game.
Walking ladies, come on. Still at work,
Yes, we spoke about the importance of franchise cricket for these women in our first 2, during the first 2 ODIs, and I hope scouts all over the world tuning in are watching closely. There are so many youngsters here delivering on the big stage. It's a high pressure situation with both teams vying for spots in the World Cup next year. And it only bodes well for these youngsters. And speaking of youngsters, you spoke about the stiff competition in Sri Lanka cricket now. The competition for places, no better example than Inoka Ranavira, a stalwart in the game, being dropped after the first game.
You just took that out of my mouth, Viren. I was thinking the same thing. Just played the 1 game. She was normally a starter in any game, but now there's others to step into her boots, and that is good. We'll see Inoka Ranavira, I'm sure, in the T20 games, but this is good, healthy competition, good for women's cricket. 15 completed, 67 without loss.
Lankan women's team. If you're just joining us, from whichever part of the country you're in, Sri Lanka put into bat, have done extremely well at the end of the first 15 overs with a half a century partnership between Vishmi Gunaratne and Chamari Atapattu, the captain. But Vishmi Gunaratne has been the more aggressor compared to Chamari Atapattu in this partnership. Well, there you go. 67 over 90 balls. Look at those contributions, 37 and 25. Normally, you would say it would be the other way around, how Atapattu, but I've been very impressed with this young Vishmi Gunaratne, the way she's come into the whole system and how she's adapted. Amazing. And we're back live. And hi, Polly.
Yes, you're right, Kosla. Vishmi Gunaratne, very consistent in this series. She got 40 in the first, 50 in the second, and now she's 37 not out. Really, she's the find of the series, no doubt about that. She's been among the team for quite some time. Now she's developed into a great opener and a great partner to Chamari Atapattu.
Now, this is what was lacking in Sri Lanka women's cricket, isn't it? A batter, now take a look at this again. Didn't turn much as it just went on with the arm. Oh, that one turned. That one turned and gripped. So this is what this surface will offer, because I did mention the sun bathes down from 7 a.m. in Hambantota, and that will dry off this pitch. Take a look at that again. That one spun very sharply, Polly.
It's definitely, that one spun a lot. And there I see Chamari Atapattu watching that one carefully, trying to get some runs as quickly as possible. 68 on the board now. They put on an 88-run partnership in the first one-day international between these two batters, and now they're the second good partnership in the series. Because Vishmi Gunaratne has been really the find of the series, been really batting well, very consistent. She's on strike now. Yeah, of course, we were talking about the wicket at the toss too, and when they're on the pitch report, and you did say that it might take a bit of turn towards the latter part of the game. The Sri Lankans, on the other hand, too, they do have good spinners to exploit this type of surface.
I think Sri Lankans wouldn't mind that. Let's see how it turns out, but I feel that it will start to turn, start to grip as the game goes on. Oh, lucky for the bowler, unlucky for the batsman. It's the end of the over. It's 68 for none. So this is the surface that we've been talking about. You see, you hardly see any grass on it, Polly. It looks very dry. And this time, Chamari Atapattu goes aerial. And that is a maximum. Is that the first? Or whether yes, it is. Umpire Deduni says that's the maximum. First of the innings. And coming courtesy of the Sri Lankan skipper. Givanaya picked it up well, and away she goes.
She's not going to leave them alone, just a straight one. Lovely shot by Chamari Atapattu. Plenty of time, watched it very carefully. You see the replay, full swing of the bat. Once again, Chamari Atapattu drives it firmly, this time down towards mid-on, deep mid-on, just gets a single. 75 on the board for Sri Lanka. Very good partnership for the first wicket. Put the Sri Lankans very much on command.
There you go. This is the six. She, as you said, watched it right to the end. Look at the head position when she was in contact. Joseph is the one who came into this side for today's game. the left armer. Doesn't seem to be a big spinner of the ball, Polly. Just fires it in. These are a few of the spectators, maybe friends, parents, siblings. Good comeback from Joseph. This has been a good comeback. Gone for 6 in the first ball. He's come back with 3 dot balls against Vishmi. Again, that slowness of the pitch, not really coming on. You see Vishmi where she was striking that, Polly. She was looking at going more square of the wicket, but it didn't really come on. End of the over.
There you see the West Indian bowling card. Cornell none for 16 or 4 overs. Henry bowled pretty well, none for 15 or 5 overs. Well, you see the others got pretty expensive. Ali Alain, none for 19, 6.33 is economy rate. And Maraka, the off spinner, none for 14 of 3. And Kuana Joseph, the left arm, slow left arm, came into the side, none for 11 of 2. So Ramarak, the off spinner, to continue. For 3 overs, given away 14 runs. Atapattu on 33 and Gunaratna on 37. Wonderful partnership of 75. Sri Lanka being put into bat, 75 for no loss. In this third one-day international between the West Indies women and the Sri Lanka women.
Oh yes! She don't decide to do that from
Angle
early.
she's creating against Atapattu here. Right arm over the wicket. Spins one, holds one back. Gets it to come the other way. That's one that in turn
That's
much
a
was
good
good.
one.
They're looking for 2 here. But
If you
decides
ever-
against it.
Alright? That is it, that is it, that is it.
Cornell's got a good arm.
One more thing about Vishmi Gunaratna is Kosala. She's very quick on the run in between the wickets. She was looking for that second run, but of course Chamri Atapattu decided against it. And also talking about Ramarak, she's wearing the delivery as well. This one to Gunaratna off the front foot. Just pushing it on the offside, straight to the fielder.
It is a misfield. Ramrak would not be happy with that. Short. Vishmi Gunaratna. Oh, that's a poor bit of fielding. Gunaratna will take the boundary. She will move into the 40s with that. The third time she's done this in this series. Yeah, she's not happy. Ramrak is not happy. But wasn't the best of deliveries as well, Polly. Now, Vishmi Gunaratna is a good player square of the wicket. She's got 13 on the onside square of the wicket and 14 on the offside. So that gives an indication she loves playing that horizontal bat strokes. She's not driven much down the ground.
You're right, Kosala. She's a very good square cut. And that's down the leg side, a wide being called. Taking the Sri Lankan total on to 81. Gunaratna on 41, very consistent in this series. And that was lacking in the Sri Lankan players, you know, the consistency. And when Vishmi Gunaratna bats like this, definitely the entire lineup will be pretty confident with the start like this. 81 runs on the board without loss.
This is the second time they've done that, isn't it, in this series? Take a look at that again. Ratna played it uppishly, but was into the gap. Taken on the full, not being able to get it out of that square. End of the 18th, 82 for none. Joseph continuing with a left arm spin.
Keep working, Kiki.
You can see,
Keep
Polly,
working,
the
Kiki.
weight transformation on Joseph's delivery. Take a look at it very closely. There you go. There. Really doesn't give that pivot, doesn't get much side on, more straight on, more open. That's why she's not getting that added spin coming off the surface.
Well, I think Kosala, she's trying to push it a bit faster rather than giving it Vidya. Normally a left arm orthodox bowler like to toss it up a bit. Definitely. That's again nicely played by Chamari Atapattu, getting the gap between deep mid on and mid wicket. That's gone to the boundary for 4.
Now you know why Joseph doesn't want to toss it up. Because Chamari Atapattu is going to murder you the moment she sees flight. That's exactly what happened. Little bit of air, and Atapattu says, this is where I want it. Boundary for the taking.
You see, that's a beautiful shot by Chamari Atapattu, getting into the gap. She's not in a hurry today. She's batting pretty well because Vishwi Gunaratne, the more attacking type of player today. You see the...
Now, you see, Chamari Atapattu is quite different to Vishmi Gunaratne. She's got runs all around the park. She's not favoured any particular area. Short this time, and that has been given the treatment. Chase of the fielder, and that will just tease Ramshak into the boundary. Second of the over. Sri Lanka marching along. Highest partnership of the series. It's 91. Again, Joseph, a fraction short. Chamari Atapattu is a very strong player off the back foot. We'll put that away on any given day.
Well, we see Chamari Atapattu now on full stride. She was not in a hurry at the early part of the innings. Of course, Vishmi Gunaratne was getting the runs, but now Chamari Atapattu has said, okay, I also got to do it. She's got up very quickly. She's on 42 now. 91 on the board.
So she's caught up with Atapattu. It's the end of the 19th. 91 for now.
Sri Lanka 91 for no loss. You see 29 singles, 3 twos, 11 fours and 1 6 in this 91. Goes 70 dots also. But they will not mind it. They got a good partnership here. That's nicely played by Vishmi Gunaratne this time. There is a fielder down there. Just gets a single. Maraka bowling a fifth over, 9:52.
Oh jeez.
This time it's Atapattu.
Just watch
Playing
it.
it straight down to the deep mid-wicket fielder. Well, now the two batters are playing shot to shot, isn't it, Kosala?
Keep working, ladies.
Yep, I think just gives an indication that wicket is now easing out more. It's getting more comfortable for batting. The occasional ball is turning, but they're picking it very well. Gunaratne, third time she's passed 40 in this series. Went on to make a half century in the second one. This time she tries to go over the top. There is a fielder getting under this one. It's taken. Vishme Gunaratne trying to do it too often. Ramrak picks up the first Sri Lankan wicket. Vishme Gunaratne's innings comes to an end.
Once again, another 40 to Vishme Gunaratne, 44 this time. Definitely the 50 was off. If she had just concentrated a bit, coming down the line, hitting it over the top, trying to hit it over the top, didn't time it properly. Of course, a good catch taken there at the mid-arm position.
Vishnu Gunaratne departs. Sri Lanka lose their first. She goes for 44. It's 93 for 1.
So Harshit Samaravikrama at number 3. Another wonderful batsman to watch. Just shots all around the wicket. She too has been among the runs. She got a good 40 in the first. There you see the statistics.
So it's two left-handers now in the centre. A very interesting bat grip from Harshita. She holds the bat very low down. This is the fall of the wicket. There you go. I thought the bat turned on Vishmi on that occasion. She was in two minds whether to go over mid-wicket or whether to go over long off. Take a look at this again. There you go. The bat turning on her.
You're right, Kosala. Even in the second game, same thing happened to her. The bat turn. She got to correct that. She got to go back to the nets and see about that.
There you go. Take a look at this again. There you go. The bat turning. Not really getting it in the centre. And that is the downfall for Vishnu Gunaratne.
It's a close one. And it's given out. So that's the end of Samaravikrama. Ramrag getting 2 wickets in this over. Sri Lanka 95 for 2.
Well. Another one bites the dust. Harshita Samaravikrama played down the wrong line, I would say. That one didn't turn from right. That one came on with the arm. Take a look at that again. There you go. She was playing for the turn. That just crept through. And this is what Ramrak can do. She picked up 2 in the previous game. She's got 2 more. And this time, 2 wickets in the same over. Harshita Samaravikrama's short stay ends for 1. Sri Lanka 95 for 2 at the end of 20.
Hansima Karunaratne brought in for this game will be an important one for the right-handed batter. Excellent first wicket stand on all of a sudden. West Indies goes bang bang as Ricky joins me alongside in the comm box.
Yes, Dhammika, so 2 in 2 for West Indies. That's something they really wanted to get back into this game, crawl their way back. Hansima Karunaratne today playing in place of Hasini Pereira. Asin Pereira being rested, Karunaratne being given the opportunity. Now these are the opportunities they should grab. It's not easy nowadays to break into the Sri Lanka women's lineup. So every opportunity you should perform. Score runs, pick up wickets. And with 30 overs remaining, your skipper at the other end, Hansika Karunaratne, can really just settle down, take her time and play her game. Yes, that ball went in with the angle, played down the wrong line, hitting the back leg. And umpire Agamberg thought that would go and crash into leg stump. So Ramarak picking up 2 into 2 big wickets to inform players now dismissed. And Atapattu has to now ensure that she bats as long as possible. As you see, 33 IS score, just 19 games, 208 runs. But another talent for Sri Lanka going forward.
There's lots of young talent in this squad. This is the last wicket, playing for turn, which isn't there. Goes straight on with the arm. I had very little hesitation. Oh, what a fine delivery. A little bit of turn. Luckily, there was no touch. Fletcher into the attack. Leg spinner. Straight away. Getting some turn off the surface. Came off the glove of the wicket keeper. Rashida Williams straight away indicating there's no edge. So, no appeal.
None there.
Generously flighted, and Hansima Karunaratne pushed that one away towards extra cover region for no run.
Yes, Fletcher has done well so far on this tour. Particularly, beautifully bowled. In that first game, she bowled impressively. She likes bowling to the right-hander, so it's not going to be easy for Karunaratne with the ball turning away. Good attacking cricket by Campbell, having a slip positioned as well. See, that fell short, almost into her hands. Big smile on Fletcher's face.
Beautiful piece of bowling by Fletcher. Another dot ball to complete the 21st. Sri Lanka 96 for 2. While the opening wicket stand is in progress, for Sri Lanka, things looking very good, and all of a sudden, West Indies spinners getting some bite out of the track. Fletcher in particular, fishing it in line with the stumps and extracting some turn. Hansima Karunaratne understandably nervous.
Oh, sweet.
Ramarak has been outstanding, 2 for 25. I mentioned earlier in my comment 15 that Atapattu, longer she bats, she will catch up on her strike rate. She was going at around 50. Now that gap has reduced, 45 or 61.
Oh, glorious looking drive straight to the fielder. You said it right, Ricky. While Vishmi Gunaratne was batting really well, Atapattu very keen on giving more strike to Vishmi Gunaratne. As a result, runs are flowing. Things looking good for Sri Lanka. Oh, what a fine delivery.
That was a beauty. That turned, that bounced. Classical orthodox right arm off spinner, finger spinner's delivery by Ramarak. She's taken a liking to this surface. Oh, that was a wicket taker. This time slightly too short. And West Indies now certainly throwing themselves around after those 2 wickets. Something that has boosted their confidence. They feel if they get rid of Atapattu here, then you'll have 2 new batters in the centre. It will make life difficult for Sri Lanka.
Absolutely no doubt. She's the one who controls things in the middle for Sri Lanka. Of course, vast amount of experience. She knows the track isn't conducive for stroke play. Ramarak working good lines and lengths. Very well bowled, solid looking defensive stroke.
Stella got her groove box. Stella got her groove.
Now, while the partnership is in progress, you saw energy levels going down in the field for West Indies. Now all of a sudden, spring in the heels. Quicker, defensively negotiated. Another good over, just a single off. 22 done, 97 for 2.
You can see there's buildings. Sri Lanka were progressing really well. Just a couple of maiden overs in between in the power play. And then Vishnu Gunaratne in particular stepped on the accelerator. But those 2 wickets have pushed them back slightly. 2 very good overs since then for West Indies from Fletcher and Ramarak. Just 6 extras in 22 overs. That's very impressive. It's a very good comeback from the first 2 games.
This time goes aerial. Luckily, short of the fielder, just short. The spectators would have had their heart on the mouth. Atapattu, the top attraction. A good crowd is in. They'll be definitely hoping something big from Atapattu.
Yes, certainly that was a good attempt too. She came towards the ball. She didn't wait. She thought she will attempt that catch. Generally, fielders look to hold back, take it on the bounce. But unfortunately, just fell short. So that was a very good attempt. Credit to the fielder. Because they know Atapattu is the prize wicket here. As spectators watch from those grass banks under those trees. Cool wind blowing across the grounds. 40 dot deliveries in this innings so far. But a very good strike rate. This could be close. Did she get a hand on that one? I am sure they'll go up to the 3rd umpire. I feel that Karunaratne seems to be in a spot of bother.
We have an umpire's referral for a run out at the bowler's end. Can you just give me the frame where I can see whether the ball touches the fielder's hand, bowler's hand, please? Wrong replay. Wrong replay. Now you have to, Tushan, you have to give me a different replay. Maybe front on reverse would be perfect. Reverse angle. Yeah. Okay, confirm ball touched the fielder's hand and give me the side on for the run out, please. Run outs, for the run out, I need the side on angle to Shan. Thank you. I have a decision for the big screen. It's... Yeah, I know. Guys, make the signal at the signal out on the on-field, from the on-field, because the lights are not working. Tushan, lights are not working, so on-field.
Well, there you go. She's been given out, run out. Unfortunately, there was a bit of a technical problem. The lights were not working, but umpire Ruchira Palliugurage, our 3rd umpire, has given the decision to the on-field umpire, Umpire Dedunu, and has been given as out. There you go. So that's unfortunate for Hansima Karunaratne. Straight away, I thought that she was out of her crease. We needed to just to see if the bowler got a hand to it. Backing up, it was powerfully struck by Chamari Atapattu, but that's very unfortunate. Getting an opportunity, her first game for this series, and a run out at the non-strikers end. Sri Lanka are now 99 for 3.
Lakshmi Silva, very reliable finisher for Sri Lanka. Coming in at number 5 today. She needs to bat long. Sri Lanka, excellent start, 93 runs. Now look at the figures. All of a sudden, oh, that one almost carried to the bowler. Shamari Atapattu seems to have realized now things getting a little tougher while spinners in action. With the addition of just 6 runs, Sri Lanka have lost 3 wickets, 3 key wickets. Hansima Karunaratne, of course, unfortunate way to go out. Swept it away. The chase is on, but couldn't prevent that one from going into the boundary. Came off the bat. 4 more runs to Shamari Atapattu. 50, the first of the series. The champion has delivered today. 51 not out.
Yes, that's a very good knock by Shamari Atapattu. Patient knock, took her time. She thought probably she missed out on the first 2 games trying to accelerate. But let Vishmi Gunaratne do the run scoring in the power play overs in the start of the innings in that partnership. And now she has got to another half century, yet another half century by this Sri Lankan skipper. 23 overs completed. It's 103 for the loss of 3 wickets.
There you go, scoring areas for Shamari Atapattu, 15 runs. Square leg region on the leg side in particular. Few scintillating shots through cover region. 6 and 4 boundaries. 6 boundaries and a 6.
Also, what we see in this graphic, Dhammika, is that West Indies have bowled with a plan to Shamari Atapattu. She's very strong on the offside, outside the off stump. They haven't given her anything. Just what we have, only 17 runs through the offside. So they have looked to bowl straight as much as possible, target the stumps. And there was a half chance in the start of the innings. If they took that, this would have been totally different. But credit to the West Indies bowlers as well. They have not just let her, get away. But Shamari Atapattu has shown a lot of patience, found a way to score runs. That's all the experience she has, and it's yet another half century.
Nilaksha De Silva averaging 20, just a solitary 50, much better player than that. Trying to work away for a single, straight to the fielder at mid-wicket region. You saw when things were not going their way, West Indies running out of ideas. All of a sudden, with the introduction of spin, things looking to have improved. And as Kosal rightly mentioned, this surface, very dry one, offers a little bit of spin so far from what we have seen. Ramarak as well as Fletcher working good lines and lengths, making things very tougher for Sri Lanka. All of a sudden, apart from Atapattu, the rest have struggled.
Yes, you have to play the patient role. The 1s and 2s running hard between the wickets are very important. Wait for the loose ball and then put it away to the boundary. That's the type of innings Atapattu has played. We were talking about her experience playing around the world, so she knew exactly what has to be done. Getting back to the Sri Lankan as De Silva gets off the mark. Remember today, they'll come back for 2, get their home safely. Kavisha Dilhari and Hasini Pereira both are not playing, batting at number 4 and 5. So 2 of their better players are not in this game, being rested. And Nilaksha De Silva probably coming in 1 notch ahead in the batting order as well because of that. So they don't really have a longer batting lineup like they had in the first 2 games. You see Anusha Sanjeevani probably will come in at number 6. General she'll come in at number 7. So a bit of a thinner batting lineup, more all-rounders in that lineup, more bowlers. So a lot of work to be done by this pair at the end of the 24th over. It's 105 for 3. We'll take a look at Shamari Atapattu's innings. Started off slowly, took her time, just used the pace of the bowlers on both sides of the wicket. But whenever the loose delivery was presented, she's deposited it to the boundary. Very strong as always down the ground, aggressive against the spinners, and she's good on the short ball, on the front foot. Had her luck, and she's done well to get another half century.
Fletcher flighted, fielded the deep, cutting it off, and today Nilakshi De Silva will have to play a different role. Usually someone who comes at the end and do the finishing role, but today, take a look at it. Beautiful 6 over wide long off region. Leg side preferred, of course. Very strong player on the offside, few boundaries. Excellent knock so far. Looks good for a bigger one.
She has to get a big one, and Nilakshi De Silva, she has 25 overs to bat. Easily, she could get in a big score here as well, but that's close. Right across the line. She's been given as a not out. Did she get some bat on that one? Did she get a bit of a bottom edge? Umpire Tehreek-e-Insaf De Silva signaling as not out. That was close.
Most probably must have been something.
Probably also umpire Tehreek-e-Insaf De Silva might have thought that she was struck outside that off stump line. It's a close call. It's a touch and go. Could have gone either way. But the first reaction, I felt that umpire Tehreek-e-Insaf De Silva probably thought that she was hit outside that off stump line. Maybe that's the reason. But very, very close.
You said it right. Height must have taken into consideration. Another defensive shot by Nilakshi De Silva. Although she got every reason to consider herself lucky. Usually compulsive sweeper, anything slower flighted. She prefers to go towards square leg region. Of course, very strong over there. And on the dot ball, Fletcher working her magic.
Yes, she's been good. Amy Fletcher into a third over, just 8 runs. She's bowled with a lot of accuracy. Not easy, these right arm leg spinners, the wrist spinners in general. But she's shown good control in this effort so far today. So halfway mark, 106 for 3, Sri Lanka.
We've reached the midway juncture of the innings. Sri Lanka 106 for 3 in 25 overs. They were very well poised at 93 without loss. So some rebuilding work needed out there. Let's say a very good morning once again, Kosala.
Morning, Viren. 106 for 3. After being 90 for no loss, Sri Lanka might feel that they've been pegged back by the Indies women. The good thing that Sri Lanka, no, that was again turning. The good thing that Sri Lanka has is they got Atapattu still batting.
Very well said, Kosala. And Ramharak, West Indies linchpin with the ball, just has 3 overs left. Being bowled out here by skipper Campbell. Well flighted, but they scampered through for that single. Ramharak, in one of her interviews prior to the women's CPL, said that Sunil Narayan was her idol.
Good bit of fielding. Definitely saved a run for her side. Interesting to find out your comment. Oh, did she miss it? Or was it intentional? Let us say, but though being the idol, her action doesn't resemble Sunil Narayan, I guess. This is good. Good flighted delivery. Varying her line, varying her length, varying her speeds. That's very important. Especially if you're a finger spinner, Viren, that's what you need to be crafty with the modern day game. You've been picked out otherwise. You need to vary your flight, you need to vary your speeds. That's very important.
Yes, Kosai. And in the modern game where you have the element of mystery spinners as well, if you're a conventional off spinner, you need to have some variation to keep the batsman guessing. And this has been the pick of her performances thus far in the series. She took a while to settle into her groove, and she'll be a force to reckon with in the T20 series as well.
Sri Lankan dugout looking on. It's good. She shifts to going over the wicket now to Atapattu, trying to create that angle. I think what she might be really trying to do, Viren, is go across and trying to bring that ball back into Chamari Atapattu.
Exactly, to tempt Chamari to do just that. There's protection in the deep on the leg side for that fall stroke, trying to induce that fall stroke from Chamari. And at the end of the 26th, it's 108 for 3 as we see that once again. Trying to induce the big stroke on the leg side. She knows that Chamari is being pegged down slightly. Brilliant spell by Ramharak. 2 for 30 after 8 overs. In line with her economy, this is what she usually does. This is her role for the side, to bring some stability in those middle overs. And especially without Hayley Matthews and Stephanie Taylor not in operation with the ball, she has a crucial role here.
Yeah, I think you're right, because the finger spinner's role mostly is to be the containing bowler of the side rather than the wicket-taking bowler. You would expect your wrist spinners or your mid-strip spinners to come in and pick up your wickets for you. But when it comes to conventional finger spinner, now here we go. We see straight away Fletcher in action. There's an appeal for a catch. Now that's your wicket-taking bowler.
A container and an aggressor bowling in tandem, just as the doctor ordered for the West Indies. This is a crucial juncture of the game. We know their plan, and there's a lot of purchase on offer for Afi Fletcher, who's been brilliant throughout the series. It seems to be the mantra for the day. Flight it and induce the outside edge.
So what the Windies want is the right-hand batter against the right-arm leg spinner and the left-hand batter against the right-arm off spinner. Now, what the Sri Lankan batters need to do is they need to change that. That's the wrong one.
Lakshya De Silva didn't pick that out too well. So it's important for her to rotate strike now. And we see that communication between the two batters. To get Chamari on strike, she's been quite comfortable against Fletcher. And this is exceptional, boy. This is wizardry in a nutshell.
Look at the turn. This is what I was talking. Just look at that. That one just spun like a Shane Warne delivery.
Yes. Even the great Shane Warne would be very impressed. But there you go. Got a tad too greedy there. And gives Lakshya De Silva the opportunity to relinquish the pressure she was under. And once again, we see protection in the deep on the leg side. There's a strong cross breeze as well, Kosala, which could assist Afi Fletcher here.
There you go. That's the indication of the blowing that we were talking about. It's taken by his hat away. But this, I think the breeze, we didn't have this breeze in the morning. This just come in as the day progresses, because when I was down there in the center, we didn't see this breeze going cross from left to right or right to left. But now, we're just seeing it. This time, Chamari Atapattu goes big, tries to go aerial, but finds the fielder down there. Good intent from the Sri Lankan skipper. She marches on to 54 as the over comes to her, and it's 110 for 3.
Yes, it's a very squarish long on. And Chamari looking to continue with the momentum she's had throughout the innings. That was intentionally played, Costa. She knew it was a very squarish long off.
Now we're seeing this, the blowing that we were talking about. Now during this period in Sri Lanka, during the month of June, especially when you have the Poson Poya coming in, it's called in Sinhala terms Poson Hulang. That's what it really happens. This is Poson Hulang in Sri Lanka for you. The Poson wins, to be very precise. This time Atapattu goes big and connects very well for a maximum second for Atapattu, the second in the Sri Lankan innings. You just can't afford to give Chamari Atapattu any leeway.
And the wind seems to be blowing from the offside to her leg side, assisted by the wind. That was absolutely pummeled by Chamari.
It was in her zone, isn't it, Viren? Very much in her zone. Chamari Atapattu loves that mid-wicket region. What does Ramrak do now? She's into her ninth. She'll most probably bowl out here. How good has Atapattu been? 60. She missed out in the second game. She wanted to get into the runs. She's been fantastic.
And looking with the leg side again, Chamari, a tad lucky on that occasion. Comes back for the second, got the top edge. But yes, of course, early on, Chamari got her eye in and now has gone up a notch. Took the top edge there. Look for that conventional sweep. But Ramharak changed her length slightly.
And also the speed, I would say. She fired it in a little bit quicker than the previous delivery. This time Atapattu hammers. Oh! Now was that a drop chance? But it was a valiant effort, I would tell you. If that had stuck, that would have been the catch of the series, without a doubt. Take a look at that again. She gave everything into that. What a great effort. That one hand didn't stick.
One stalwart nearly dismissing the other, Stephanie Taylor. That was a brilliant attempt. That would have been potentially even the catch of the Women's Championship thus far. Prize scalp in Chamari. The stats will indicate that as a drop chance, but that's being very harsh on Stephanie.
Brilliantly. Brilliant effort. Brilliant. Maybe if she had gone with both hands, there might have been a chance. That's what she was indicating right now. Now, what does Disilva do? I think what she needs to do is play the second fiddle role to Atapattu. Because Atapattu has decided that she needs to make a move on and she'll get on by the gate. Get the single, get things working around for Atapattu. That's what Nilakshi Disilva needs to be doing now. The last ball of the over. And that might be wide. Yes, it is.
It's an age-old adage. You need to keep the scorecard ticking. And that's Nilakshi's role now. She can't afford to get bogged down at one end. Well flighted once again by Ramarak. A slightly expensive over. At the end of the 28th, it's 120 for 3. You can afford to toss these projected scores out of the window if Chamari gets her eye in and bats out the next 10 to 12 overs.
That predicted score that I mentioned, about 180, might just be beyond the 200 that we're looking at.
Once again, finding the top edge. Chamari's been a tad fortunate in the last 2 overs. once again, of course, perhaps a subtle change of pace there.
Also, I felt that might have been the wrong one. And Chamari was playing against the turn. Now we got the right hand in strike. Now this is going to be a good contest. Fletcher against De Silva. That's a bad delivery. That's a bad delivery. Might be a wide plus an extra run being given. We'll wait for the call. Yeah, it's a wide and a run. Two added to the Sri Lankan total, 122. I wonder whether you've noticed what these, when you really look at leg spinners, how they stray down the leg side and how they really get it right. Now see, again, if you watch them very closely, Viren, it's all about how they release. The moment that release goes towards 1 o'clock, then you're ill-directed. The moment it comes from 12 o'clock and turns, you got it on.
It's one of the finest starts in cricket. Real leg spinner once again with the flight. And on this occasion, with a lot more straighter in terms of the angle. Mind games on both ends.
So what Atapattu is trying to take Fletcher out of the attack. That's what she's trying to do, because she knows that Fletcher, this time she goes again. And this time, on the first bounce to Taylor. So Chamari Atapattu, what she's trying is, or rather Cornell is the fielder, trying to take Fletcher off the attack, but they know that Fletcher is the danger again. Now that was the wrong one. But Atapattu picked it.
Yes, and Fletcher's been using the wrong one as a surprise element. Sometimes leg spinners can get carried away, but it's good that she's utilizing her stock delivery to keep the batsmen on their toes. Nilaksha De Silva has a work cut out for her. Too full on that occasion. But it's a brilliant captaincy by Campbell, using her strike weapons from both ends. As you said, the container and aggressor bowling in tandem.
Keep working, girls. Keep working, girls. There you go. Let that energy, girls.
Now Atapattu, I would say, has pummeled that one away to the boundary for 4 to end the over. Not the best of overs for Fletcher. She's gone for 12 in the over. Again, straying down the leg side. And Chamari Atapattu would do it any day of the time. Any time of the day, rather, to put that one away for a boundary.
Well said, Khosla. Easy pickings for a batsman of Chamari's stature. As we look at Chamari's 9 ODI centuries, a good mix of both home and away, which shows us her prowess, not just in South Asia but around the world, and especially in those Sena countries that are very difficult for batters from our part of the world to thrive in. Brilliant 195 against South Africa, topping the list, and in most occasions potentially taking the side home as well.
200s in Australia, not easy. Ramchak will end her spell from this over. She's gone for 40. They wouldn't mind that because she's picked up 2 wickets. She was a tad expensive in the previous over. But apart from that, she's been good. This time, Nilaksha De Silva tries to get it away. Only a single. I don't think that's what Nilaksha should be doing here, really. She needs to be just working it around. Let Atapattu do the big hitting.
Exactly, Khosla, well spotted. But when you're a natural aggressor and when you have Chamari at the other end scoring with ease, you'd like to up the ante yourself. But as you said, she has to resist the temptation. It's not her role right now. It's just to keep supporting Chamari. And good captaincy by Campbell to have that first slip in place now.
Gives you an indication why that slip was brought in. There is some purchase of this track if you're really giving it up, turning. And the slower you push it through the air, that's where it starts to grip and turn.
There you go once again. An outside edge through to the boundary. Harmari Atapattu keeps the scorecard ticking. She's a natural aggressor. This is the way she knows best. It's worked out brilliantly for her throughout her career. Ramharak would feel a tad unfortunate on that occasion.
Loosed out on that delivery. Short, wide, Atapattu. He's been there for quite a while to spot that one. Oh, that one turn again, slower through there. Grip and turn.
Speaking of grip and turn, our Sri Lankan spinners will be awaiting the tantalizing prospect of bowling out here. There's a lot on offer for the spinners. Right once again by Ramarak, fittingly to wrap up her spell. Camper through for that single. So at the end of the 30th over, Sri Lanka are 135 for 3, and it's drinks.
There you go, Ramarak 2 for 46 of a 10 overs, excellent spell. Vishmi Gunaratna and Harshita Samaravikrama, 2 quick wickets in space of 2 deliveries, brought back West Indies into the game. And yes, they need a partnership. Economic rate just 4.60, 36 dot deliveries. She had a good outing. She'll be happy with her performance, Karishma Ramarak. West Indies needed somebody to step up and deliver with the ball. Today she's done justice. It's a build-in time once again. Sri Lanka, after losing those wickets, they'll need to consolidate. But as long as their skipper is there, nothing is impossible. 74 of 87. Catching up really quickly. Getting close to that runner ball. Vishmi Gunaratna, fantastic 44. Samara Vikram and unfortunately, Hansika Karunaratna run out at the non-striker's end. She'll feel very unlucky indeed. Lakshya De Silva, 24 deliveries for 6, but still 20 overs left. So she knows that she could take her time, no hurry at all. She knows that as long as Atapattu is there, the runs will keep coming. And 2 for 46, as we said, for Ramarak. Henry has been economical, 5 overs for 15. So has Cornell at the top of the order. Joseph has gone for 20 over 3 overs. Fletcher, once again, brilliant. She's troubled the batters. And Alien just 3 overs for 19. We'll see them in the latter part of this innings. So with 20 overs to go, Paulinus, Sri Lanka will be looking at least to a minimum of another 100 runs. 100 to 120. They'll be looking to get to 230 plus. Yeah, and especially Atapattu is there. That's certainly possible.
Yeah, there you see the buildings. Last couple of overs, runs coming quite easily. Yes, you were talking about the target Sri Lanka will be looking at. Khosla during the pitch report said 180 was a pass score, but definitely that's going to overtake that score a lot, because 135 for 3, 20 overs remaining Sri Lanka, and Chamari Atapattu in particular looking very good. The value of Chamari's innings is, Ricky, the determination she had. She knew she had not done well, not done to her potential in the first 2 games, and she was determined to come good in this game. And she has really done that and shown the rest of the batters how to concentrate and how to work on an inning.
Yes, certainly. I mean, there is very rarely a series that goes by with Chamari Atapattu failing in all the games. I mean, it's hard to keep quality players away for too long. As we say, you know, its form is temporary, class is permanent. So Chamari Atapattu is a classy player, and sooner than later she's going to come to the party, and she has done that in this game so far. So few of the spectators following women's cricket come here to Surya Weber to support the game. Across the line, that was heading down the leg side. She'll be disappointed she missed out Atapattu. There was runs on offer.
Yes, definitely tossed up delivery. Well, ball held on a bit. Chamari Atapattu played the shot early. Watching that ball very carefully. 74 coming off 89 deliveries. That's again mistimed. Fletcher bowling her 6th over, just given away 19 runs. She's really troubled the batters.
Yes, so she's trying to hit Fletcher through that long on mid-wicket region, looking for the slog sweep. This time Fletcher drops it short. Oh, that's a misfield. Should have stopped that. They'll come back for 2. Should have kept it to a single, probably. Now, this is good thinking by Fletcher. The first 3 deliveries were tossed up. Chamari Atapattu looking to play that slog sweep, missed out. So Fletcher dropped it slightly short, made a go for that pull, bottom edge, and gets a couple of runs. So this is an interesting battle. 2 quality players. Fletcher is a quality leg spinner.
This time Chamari Atapattu flashes it on the offside. No run there, straight to the fielder.
Brilliant ball in Paulinus, bowls the wrong one. Floated it up. Come and hit me, she said to Chamari Atapattu. And bowled that wrong one, but Chamari Atapattu didn't leave the crease, deciding to stay on the back foot. Just a single to end the over. Excellent. Just the 3 runs. 31 completed, 138 for 3.
They see the giant scoreboard here at the Mahinda Rajapaksa International Cricket Stadium. 138 for 3 of 31 overs. Chamari Atapattu on 77 and Lakshya De Silva on 6. We had Vishmi Gunaratna getting 44 and putting on a very good 93-run partnership for the first wicket. And then Sri Lanka suddenly lost 3 wickets. Heads of Gunaratna. Harshita Samara Vikrama was out for 1 and Hansima Karunaratna was run out for 1. And from there it's from 99 for 3, now it's 138 for 3. So a 39-run partnership between these 2 batters. Most of the runs coming off the bat of Chamari Atapattu, who's on 77.
Talking about Surya Weber, this is a dry zone area. That's why there's a lot of cricket played even during rainy days. So not easy maintaining this ground as well. A lot of water is needed, a lot of hard work. Ground staff do a lot of hard work to maintain the square and the ground in general. So Stephanie Taylor, look at that, 160 matches, 155 wickets, 4 for 17 are best. Look at the economy rate, 3.57. So much experience. Starts off with a poor delivery though, and banged away for 4 runs. Atapattu is not going to miss out. Doesn't matter who the bowler is. A good attempt on the boundary line. Did the hard work, had to put in the dive in, but just could not get a hand on that one because it was powerfully struck by Atapattu. So welcomes Stephanie Taylor to the bowling crease in fashion.
Yes, one of the senior most cricketers in the field, Stephanie Taylor, making her debut in 2008.
Probably one of the most senior players in world cricket now. When you look at the years they made their debuts in women's cricket.
Atapattu off the back foot cuts it down. There is no fielder there, a long chase. A big tears. Well fielded there. Just inches inside the boundary. I don't know whether they knocked the boundary. They're gone for the third umpire.
There's a lot of balancing work on the boundary line. So I think she did well to keep that in play. To keep it in play, not concede a boundary. Need a good balancing effort to not trample the line. Brilliant, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Well done. Straight to the fielder. Once again, Chamari Atapattu. She's missed out on a few of those today. Picking that short, fine leg fielder. Oh, that's good to see. A decent number of spectators have come to watch this game. We invite all those once again to come in. Free entrance. If you're in Surya Weber, come and watch the game on this holiday. It's a post on for you. Come over and watch ladies cricket.
There was a loud appeal there for an LPW. Always have a look at that again. Definitely going down the leg side or pitching outside leg stump.
Yes, certainly that's turning into the left-hander. That would have missed the leg stump quite easily. Just came in with the arm. Stephanie Taylor. She's mixing it up. She's such a crafty operator. 32 completed, 144 for 3. Yes, Stephanie Taylor has a huge role to play because Hayley Matthews is not here, so she's the senior most player. And not forgetting Hayley Matthews is not only the captain or the batter, but her 10 overs is so vital. She's up there in the bowling rankings. She's in the top 10 all-rounders of women's cricket. So her 10 overs is a key cog in this West Indies bowling lineup, and without her, they're certainly hampered. So Stephanie Taylor will have a few overs to bowl. She'll have to take on that responsibility and do that job for West Indies in this passage of play.
Yeah, a vital inning from her is needed in this long chase also. Sri Lanka batters put up a good score. 145 for 3 at the moment. Might be looking at something 200 plus. It's Atapattu up the back for this time. Gets it past cover point. That's gone into the boundary for 4. So she moves on to 88.
Chamari Atapattu at her very best. I mean, she was quick to judge the length of that delivery. Rock back, front of square. Not an easy shot to play, but she has all the power, the timing. Nobody on the boundary to protect that one. So that was one of those few loose deliveries that Fletcher has bowled. Goes back to that foolish one. This is a tussle here. Soon as she bowls it full on the stumps, Chamari Atapattu looking for the slog sweep. And she hasn't been able to make proper contact.
She's on 88. There you see the runs coming all around the wicket. For Chamari Atapattu. Getting closer to her 10th 100.
So this innings also indicates that the wicket is playing a touch slow. It's not easy to play those lofted drives to go straight down the ground. You see a lot of runs has come behind square. You know, a lot of the back foot. Generally you'll see Chamari Atapattu going over mid-off, going over the bowler's head. But not much in this innings. So shot making isn't easy as well. So whatever Sri Lanka get here, it's not going to be easy for the West Indies batting to chase down unless there is something special, especially with the amount of spinners Sri Lanka has.
150 on the board, 150 for 3 Sri Lanka. In 32.4 overs, Atapattu on 89, Elakshi De Silva on 6. And Elakshi De Silva not getting much of the strike in the recent time. Chamari Atapattu was having most of the strike, a run rate of 4.59, which is a very good run rate at this stage. 7 wickets in attack. Sri Lanka might be looking at 200 plus. Afi Fletcher bowling her 7th over. Just 27 runs given away.
So Nilakshi De Silva should look to rotate the strike a bit more. At the moment she's in a bit of a shell. That's better. That's what's needed. Not the big sixers or fours, but just getting those ones and twos. Give Chamari Atapattu much as the strike as possible. 33 completed, 151 for the loss of 3 wickets.
So they see the partnership of 52 runs between these two batters of 63 deliveries. The contribution of that being 42 coming off the bat of Chamari Atapattu, and Nilakshi De Silva just 7 of 26 deliveries. But still hanging around there and supporting Chamari Atapattu is it is what is needed from Nilakshi De Silva at this stage, because Sri Lanka, after a very good start, 93 for no loss, they were down at 99 for 3 when Nilakshi De Silva came into bat with Chamari Atapattu. They have put on 52 runs up to now.
She's a very experienced player now. Nilakshi De Silva has been around this Sri Lankan setup for quite a while, for a number of years, and now senior player in this lineup, so she knows her role well. Good shot delivery from Cornell. There's also what is the key, I think, in the Sri Lankan side is each individual player knows their roles, what they have to do, whether it's bowling or batting. Now that is what I think Romesh Ratnayaka and his coaching staff has brought into this setup. You know, they are identified roles to play, who is going to bowl, who is batting, you know, and they know exactly what they have to do going out there. They practice hard, they do their routines hard, and then they go out and perform. So it's a very good setup at the moment.
So Cornell being brought in again, the first delivery. Nilakshi De Silva played it pretty well, and this time Chamari Atapattu driving it towards the extra cover boundary. Gets a single, takes her on to her 90s, so getting close to her 10th century. She played a wonderful innings, a lot of determination in it. That's another good delivery by Cornell. Nilakshi De Silva.
So when you see Cornell running into bowl, you may think that she's quicker than what she's delivering at the moment. But she had to wait till that arrived. A long wait for Nilakshi De Silva. That was another slow delivery. This time going for the short one. So trying to mix it up, Cornell, not letting the batter settle down. Is that the one for the over?
That is the wide being called.
Yes, I think she bowled one in the first delivery as well. Well over the head of Nilakshi De Silva. Yes, the square leg umpire signaling is wide.
That's nicely played by Nilakshi De Silva. Waiting for the short delivery, getting off the back foot, pulling it away. 155 for 3. Sri Lanka being put into bat by the West Indians. Run rate of 4.6 per over. That's a very healthy run rate, Ricky.
So Chamari Atapattu looking for that first 100 versus West Indies in women's ODI cricket. She has 9 before this against other oppositions: Australia, India, New Zealand, England, And this will be another milestone for her in her career.
Yes, definitely, she's coming towards the end of her career. She must be wanting to get 100 against the West Indies. And again, a shortish delivery in Nilaksha De Silva getting underneath it. So that's the end of that over. 34 gone. It's 156 for 3.
It's 156 in just 204 deliveries. Current run rate 4.59, 2 sixes, 16 fours in this innings. Sri Lanka have maintained that run rate right throughout. Well set for a good total here. So you mentioned coming towards the end of her career. I think she has a lot more to offer, Paulinus. So there had been rumors in the past. I think she oh, Chamari Atapattu, what were you trying to do? Now this is what I was talking about in the last over. She was floating it up there. Chamari Atapattu was looking. This time she was looking to play much straighter, but in the early over looking to play that slog sweep, and it was a challenge. She mistimed a few. She could not get bat on ball. She was hit on the pads. This time Flyden trying to go over long on, a bit of turn, knocks back the middle stump. Well, she'll be very disappointed. We were looking forward to it. That would have been a 10th century. It was there for the taking, her first against West Indies. But Fletcher, she's bowled brilliantly. Deserving wicket. Atapattu gone for 91. Sri Lanka 156 for 4.
There's Anusha Sanjeevani coming in at number 6. Right hand bat. Definitely Sri Lanka lost a wicket of there her statistics of Sanjeevani, 331 runs. High score 46, 11.82 the average. Strike rate of 45. Definitely she must be wanting to get a good score today. But Chamari Atapattu, Ricky, on all 3 matches, she was out bowled on all 3 this internationals, first, second and third, all 3 games she was out bowled.
They say generally good batters get bowled normally, or LBW Paulinus, because they rarely hit the ball in the air and get caught. Beautifully bowled by Fletcher. She's been the pick of the bowlers. If you analyze the entire series, even during those huge losses in the first 2 games, Fletcher has been really good. She's troubled the Sri Lankan batters, and that was that wicket. She was looking to go downtown, but Fletcher had the last laugh, and she picked up the prize wicket of the Sri Lankan skipper.
Yes, that one did turn a bit, and there's a good bit of fielding there in the boundary.
I think she hurt her leg, Paulinus. She pulled it in, brilliant fielding, but she could not come back to gather the ball. I think she pulled a muscle. Maybe she sort of jammed her knee into the ground. There you go. Yes, she rammed her left knee into the ground, I feel. Or maybe it's a hip. But she's in a lot of pain, Stephanie Taylor. She's their most senior player now. One of their most vital players. I hope she's okay. I hope it's not too much damage. But she's certainly in a lot of pain. She's down on the ground. There you go. I thought it was her left knee. No, it is her right leg that has been damaged. Hip, I think. Yes, it was the hip. Her thigh area. That's certainly not looking good. Not looking good for Stephanie Taylor and West Indies. But we hope that is not too much damage. Pulled it in, and there you go. I think on that twist, when she twisted, maybe she did some damage.
So anyway, back into the game, 158 for Sri Lanka.
Oh.
Pushing it on the offside, no run. Fletcher bowling her 8th over, 1 for 30.
Yes, sir, she's off the field at the moment. Play will continue. We have the reserve player on the field. Brilliant stuff by Fletcher.
Yes, Mama.
Just 2 runs in the over. Picked up the wicket of Atapattu as well. 35 completed, 158 for 4. As Stephanie Taylor leaves the field with the physio and the doctors. Just we hope that she will be okay and she will be back on quickly.
Well, at an important juncture, Sri Lanka losing the big wicket, that of Chamari Atapattu. Here are the projected scores. 6 and over, 248. Touch too far at the moment. Current run rate, they get to 226. Kausala once again joining alongside me in the comm box. As you rightly said, this is not the track you straight away coming in and blazing away. You need to take some time to settle down. Now De Silva and wicketkeeper Sanjeevani will have to do some serious resurrection.
Good move by Campbell. Bring back the paces in. Change the difference of the momentum of the game. This is Stephanie Taylor, who injured herself. Hope it's not anything serious. Oh.
Almost a mix-up. The call came at the right time by Sanjeevani. De Silva, someone who very keen on getting on with things. She thought, pushed that one away, straight away. The single was on. Sanjeevani smartly sending her back. Cornell trying to hit the deck hard. Played it straight to backward point region and for no run. Like I said, good captaincy, bringing the Pacers back.
Big, tall structure for Cornell. Scamper home for a quickie. Now the whole momentum will change around with the departure of Atapattu. Because Atapattu definitely was the aggressor. There you go. Good pick up, but the single is always on.
I thought that was a very good piece of bowling by Fletcher. Flighted, little bit of drift. Atapattu trying to go downtown, misses it all together. 100 runs was on the cards for Chamari easily. Still a best part of 14 overs remaining. So the rest of the batters will need to bat out these overs, get maximum out of it. Cornell, very economical, a pull shot. There's protection. There's no protection in the deep. Fielder from square leg region has to come around, picking it up and sending the return. 2 runs taken quite easily by De Silva.
It wasn't very hard or firmly hit by Sanjeevani. She got enough bat on it, but didn't have the legs to take it to the boundary. Last ball of the over. Go through for a quick one. That will mark end of over number 36. 1624.
Looking at the bowling figures, Karishma Ramarak standing out. 2 for 46, put brakes on Sri Lanka scoring, made things difficult. Rest of the bowlers, more or less, doing their stuff, and Henry very economical. So is Fletcher. Taylor, unfortunately, jammed her knee onto the ground while fielding. Not too sure whether she'll get the chance, the opportunity to bowl again. Meanwhile, Fletcher onto her 9th. Good crowd is in. They've been so far having good time.
Fletcher's economy has been very good, 3.75. Some of the fans cheering the Sri Lankan women. Oh, that fit everything. Now, what is the wicketkeeper asking? That's the question. I thought there might have been a bit of bat on that. No, it's been signaled buys. It's not hit anything. Very interesting to take a look at that again. What was the keeper asking? Take a look very close. Look at that. That one turn. Oh, good call. Well judged by the umpire. Take a look at that again. Maybe the wicket-keeper thought that it brushed her back leg. But good bowling. Short on that occasion.
Beautiful piece of leg spin bowling by Fletcher. Beaten everything, the edge, stumps, and the wicket keeper. It's a case of being punished for good bowling. 4 runs, Sri Lanka will take that anyway. 166 for 4. Going across the line, bottom edge. Towards quite clearly on. Fielder has to come around. So all in all, good over for Sri Lanka so far. 6 runs being taken. Fletcher, meanwhile, looks threatening.
So what Sri Lanka needs to do now is see off Fletcher. She's got 1 over after this one, but she looks to be the danger. Not give her any more wickets.
Play Fletcher safely. And move on to the final passage of play. Another dot ball. Fletcher wearing her length from time to time. Times generous in flight, like the one she got Chamari Atapattu's scalp. Atapattu batted beautifully. Just a lesson for youngsters how to construct your innings. A wide outside the off stump, little too much turn on that occasion. The back foot little quicker to complete Fletcher's 9th. Very good one for Sri Lanka. After 37, 169 for 4. As you can see, the crowd taken shades. It's very warm, very bright out here. Those are the buildings. As you can see, Sri Lanka, by losing wickets, lost a little bit of momentum. Outstanding opening wicket stand between Chamari Atapattu and Vishmi Gunaratne. 15 extras. Though it was a very concerted effort by the West Indies, still number of extras been a concern.
Changing the bowling. Elaine comes into the attack. Out of those 15 extras, 11 of them have been wide, so they've almost conceded 2 extra overs to the Sri Lankan batters. Oh, good start. These are little things that hurt you at the end, Dhammika. Those extra runs given, the extra balls being given. How much does the Sri Lankan batters get in those extra 12 balls? Those are things that you need to look into.
Exactly at the start of the series, West Indies, they ranked 6th, Sri Lanka 7th. Now things have changed. By winning first 2 games, Sri Lanka worked their way up, ranked 6th at the moment. It's about building on. Sri Lanka, we've been talking about it right throughout the series, on and off commentary. It's about automatic World Cup qualification. Very important. Lane, someone who hits the deck very hard. De Silva, who likes to work almost all deliveries on the leg side and go for singles, finding it little tough against a Lane who's bowling straight in line with the stumps. All in all, Sri Lankan batters, they know for sure it's a period for resurrection, because important concluding part coming up. Another single, well played, good running between the sticks.
I would say that's poor on the fielder. That was a single taken. It went to her strong hand, but she looked very lackadaisical in picking that one up.
Little over off the block. Could have prevented that single. De Silva straight away spotting that weakness and completing the single without any trouble. Good delivery, still managing to find the gap. Sanjeevani hasn't had many opportunities in the first 2 one-dayers. Today, I think these 2 batters, that's their responsibility to bat, to be till the end.
But I think Campbell is missing a trick here. They've got rid of the dangerous Atapattu. They'll take another quick one. Well run. So when I say they're missing a trick here, is they're not applying pressure on these 2 batters. They're just allowing the singles to go by, taking it quite comfortably. This is Chamari Atapattu looking on. Very much involved. She's been a fantastic servant of Sri Lankan women's cricket for the last 15 years. And she likes guiding the youngsters, giving all what she knows, sharing a lot of experience and thoughts with the newcomers. That's what you need. 38 overs have been completed. And she's led Sri Lanka for so many years. Changing the field now. Fletcher to finish off her spell.
It's very important De Silva and Sanjeevani play Fletcher safely. Flighted. This is good cricket. Direct hit would have been interesting.
Direct hit might have had De Silva in a spot. Now, has he hurt herself? Let's take a look at this again. It was a good pickup. The release is good. Maybe it would have been touch and go. Now, I would have liked a slip coming in for Fletcher. Her last over, looking for that wicket. Bring those fielders in the inner ring a little bit closer. Try and stop that single. Build that pressure. Now that will earn them another single. You see, if you look at Sanjeevani and De Silva, they don't seem to be the big bashers and hitters of the cricketing ball. They like it more to turn it around, work it around. So the moment you stop that single in that inner ring area, that's where they start to do something different.
Spot on, Kausala. Bringing in the field, a slip fielder, definitely for Fletcher. There you go, far too easy. lesser number of fielders inside the inner ring, allowing two batters to take singles at will. 3 out of 4. Sri Lanka been adding some momentum. Some of the back foot finds a fielder. By having enough fielders and bowling according to the field, Fletcher, someone who gets a little bit of purchase of the track, could back herself. Oh, excellent delivery to finish off the spell. 1 for 36. Sri Lanka after 39, 175 for 4. There you go. 1 for 36. You'll take that any day. Experienced campaigner for West Indies. Did manage to deliver with a ball the first 2 one-dayers, but today, under conducive conditions, excellent spell of bowling. By looking at this, I'm sure Sri Lanka, largely comprising of a spin bowling attack, quite a few spinners, the likes of Oshadi Ranasinghe, might be licking her lips.
Allen starts over number 40. Now I like that. That field at short extra has been brought into the brought in much closer. Now these are the traditional sound drums that you see in a Sri Lankan match. Papare band is using with the pipes and the trumpets. Still managed to drum their way and enjoy.
We certainly missed this during the first 2 one-dayers. Oh, nicely glide that one away. Fielder comes around and misses it. I thought she did fantastically well to reach, but unfortunately ball found a way to sneak through another boundary. Nilakshi De Silva adding some momentum.
She did the hard part to get to that, but couldn't finish off well to pull that in. I thought overran it just a little bit.
Since the departure of Chamari Atapattu, there hasn't been too many boundaries. 4.53. Still Sri Lanka maintaining a very good run rate. De Silva, constant stream of singles. So she occupied the crease for 44 deliveries. Sanjeevani, 18 deliveries. They know they need to bait their till the end. Sri Lanka little thin on batting today. Made 3 replacements.
2 balls of the second power play remaining. And after that we move into the third power play where the fielding side has the luxury of having 5 fielders rather outside that 30-yard ring. I don't think the West Indies would be much worried about that. We're not, as you said, we're not seeing much of the boundaries coming in. It's been singles being nudged around. But I still feel that the fielders need to be brought in a little bit quicker. 4.51 is the run rate. They will look for one. Still are quite happy to work the ball around. She's moved on to 19 of 46. Sanjeevan has made 9 of 18. But they need a partnership here.
Yes, these 2 experienced campaigners in the middle need to bat at least another 5 overs for Sri Lanka to get over the score of 220. That'll no doubt be a very competitive score. Excellent partnership. 24 runs of 34 deliveries. A dot ball. A very good over for Sri Lanka. 5 runs off. So after 40 overs, 180 for 4.